Well, I'm sat here in a car waiting to pick somebody up, so I just thought to do a little chat about my diet and my exercise regime through January. Has been requested by somebody in the comments. First of all, my exercise. So, beginning of January, I've got an old treadmill that I've had for good 15 years, and I started just doing initially just a really slow mile. It took me about 30 minutes to do a mile just to start doing it. I'd put about a stone on over Christmas period with the overindulgence, whatever of Christmas. Um, And I started with a mile really slow, and then I sped up on that mile a little bit, started putting 2 miles in, the odd 3 mile. And that's kind of what I did all the way through January. And you'll see from the exercise logs, I eventually got to um, 3 miles in about 51 minutes or something. I was aiming for 3 minutes, 3 miles in 60 minutes. I've got like a long term mission. I might try and 10K at some point, but we'll see. Um, so, what else happened? Well, as far as food goes, I carried on eating food and leftovers till about 12th of January. And then on 12th of January, I stopped eating food. I started cutting back. And as I've said on a previous video, I used egg mayonnaise very much as like a filler. So whenever I was a bit peckish, I'd make myself up a batch of egg mayonnaise with 12 or 15 eggs, and I'd nibble from it with just a teaspoon. For a couple of days, I tried to fast, or did fast, and got my meal times back to um, once or twice a day, eventually moving to just 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And if I did get peckish around that, then I would just nibble away. I had to keep away from people at the time because I'm very, very bad when I get hungry and I'm around people who are eating. So I'm removed myself away from other people eating and discussions about food and getting involved in what to have for meals. And very much did my own food as well, took responsibility for just my own food. Or I did do some food for other people, but I didn't eat that. So the food that I consumed, I made. Um, and Jenny, I massively cut down the calories. The egg mayonnaise is quite a filling thing. Eggs go through quite slowly. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. If anybody's thinking of doing the same, you should really get yourself checked out. I just do what I think's right. Could be the disaster for me at some point. You'll have to see into the future. But I must have ate about 50 to 55 eggs through January. One of these batches could probably last 2, 3 days, but it really got my stomach capacity down. And around that, I cut down on bread. There was the odd day when I had um, chip butties or chips and a bit of bread, but I tried to cut down on the bread to the point where I'm not eating any bread anymore. Trying to eliminate carbohydrates to an extent. I still have potatoes now and again, but a lot fewer, but definitely not bread. I was having full slices of bread with every meal, that I could historically. Also in January, I had a couple of stews, which is just stewing steak, turnip, parsnip, carrot in a stew, slow cooked with a few herbs like sage, thyme, bit of parsley, basil, beef stocks, cubes, and yeah, I did that on the colder weather. And that's kind of what I've done. What else have I had? And a couple of pies, and the pies are quite calorific, so I had a piece of pie, and that was one of the times when my weight went up a little bit. But that's been generally the pattern. It's been mainly egg mayonnaise, so it's been egg mayonnaise. I'm trying to switch off that now for February a little bit. I'm still using it, but I'll switch on to other things like tuna as well. I know as well from another time I lost weight, salmon is a good one, or fish in general. It's quite filling, very filling, and enables you to cut down the food. I generally eat about 3 o'clock. I don't try. I try not to eat outside of 12 and 5, so I don't have breakfast. I should mention though, just recently I found some old these sachets of porridge that you can have. I got them when they were off a yonks ago, and I've been having some of them to start the day at about 12:30, 1 o'clock. I've only done it 3 times so far, but that kind of works well. It stops that immediate hunger pang first thing in the morning. Just going back to the exercise, so I did all the walking through January, and then February I've switched to indoor rowing, so I've got a Concept 2 row, which is it's about 30 odd years old, but it still works fine. Done a bit of maintenance on it. Now I've been a bit of a big rower in the past, indoor rower, so hopefully that'll come back to me. I've only got up to 6,000 metres at the moment. My target is to be gained 10,000 metres in under 45 minutes if possible by the end of February. I'm already starting to get blister on one hand, which is going to have to go through that and get some calluses to protect them. So it's not, if you want nice looking hands or whatever, then wear gloves or whatever, but I'd just let me body adjust to it. I'd put up with the calluses, and then you can row forever, really. So it's a bit of a longer video, but that's kind of what I've been doing so far. So it'll be still a bit of egg mayonnaise through thing, but dropping off a bit. I'll probably switch to some tuna as well. So I might just have similarly just a little bowl of tuna mayonnaise. I find boiled eggs, I don't like just slowing a boiled egg on one, and plus the fact if it's just in boiled eggs, I just you feel the need to eat egg by egg, whereas with an egg mayonnaise you can just have a teaspoon of egg mayonnaise. The one thing I should say as well is when I'm eating, I have a teaspoon, and then I don't have another one for 5 minutes, because one of the things about me is I'm a fast eater. So often I can eat, and I eat a lot of foods, more than I need, and if I just slowed down I would get that full sensation, but I'm literally not giving time for my stomach to communicate with my brain to say I'm full. I can eat or I have been able to eat a large meal in 10 minutes or so. Now I have noticed that capacity is dropping now, so I'm getting fuller quicker. So that's an update. I hope that proves useful to people. I think really you've got to find your own thing, whatever you like, whatever fills you up. But the switch from proteins from carbohydrates is definitely a good one. I think bread is something that I found is very, very, very bad for maintaining weight. So yeah, that's it for now. I'll post more about what I've done in February, at the end of February or beginning of March, and I hope this video helps in terms of your own journey. But I think you've got to find your own thing in a way. And please, as I say, some of these things I might be doing might be a bit extreme, so consider them, and if needs be, go and get yourself checked out with a doctor. As I say, I'm not a medical expert. I know this works, it works for me. And in my opinion, losing 3 stone, if I have 50 eggs in a month but lose 2 stone, I still consider that's going to be a net benefit overall, because I can quickly wean myself off that quantity of eggs. So yeah, that's it for me. Hopefully this helps. I know it's a bit of a long one, but leave a comment if it has helped, or if it's just too long and too tedious and you just wanted literally a very, very quick minute of me rattle through stuff, then I'll try and do it quicker next time. But yeah, leave a comment and let me know. And anybody who is inspired to do anything regarding this, and yeah, please ping me and let me have your updates on that, because it's all good news and it's great to hear other people might be starting out on the journey, and also it helps to keep me going. So yeah, and if I can do it, as I say, keep saying, if I can do it, anybody can do it. So bye for now.